Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thank you all for coming back and tuning in again. So today I'm going to tell you guys about one of my favorite writers, and the first book that I read of this writer was this book, Sky of Ikshvaku by Amish Tripathi. So, after reading this book, I absolutely fell in love with Amish's works. I have read the other books, all of the other books of Amish too. Like the sequel to this book was Sita, and the next book in this series was Ravan. I have read all of these books, and I have also read the other series of Amish, that is the Shiva trilogy. I'll show you these books. This is the first book. This is the first book that Amish wrote as a writer, and this is the second book in this series, and the third book in this series is this, The Oath of Vayuputras. So I'll tell you guys what I like so much about Amish. Number one is that, look, for example, after you've seen the first sequel that I showed you, the Ramachandra series, you would have understood that it is essentially the story of Ramayana, right? So as a high schooler, why would I want to go and read the story that I already know? Because I, as a Hindu girl, I have grown up reading Panchatantra, Amar Katha, and I already know the story of Ramayana. I know, of course, I don't know the most intricate details in the story, but I've got a gist of the story. I know what it is about and what I should learn from it, and what are the values that I should learn from it and apply in my life. So why would I want to go again and read the same story all over again just by a different writer? So that is exactly what I like in Amish's books, is that he answers this question so well. Because, I feel that we as youngsters, we should learn the importance of, knowing mythology, knowing those stories, knowing the, stories of that time, and not just because we have grown up listening to them, but because we need to inculcate those values in ourselves too. For example, I tell you, Lord Ram is shown as the ideal man, right? He's shown as this righteous, he's shown as this just, he's shown as the perfect everything. The perfect son, the perfect husband, the perfect father, the perfect king, the perfect brother. He's shown as this ideal man, and parents also implore their sons to live up to this, the characteristics of Lord Ram. But humanly, that is impossible, right? Because we've seen in that stories that Lord Ram does something which is totally magical. It's something that we as humans cannot do, and that is exactly why even I couldn't relate to Lady Sita. As a woman, I couldn't relate to Lady Sita because she does magical things, and these are things that, as I've said, humanly they're impossible. So how would you expect me to live up to some magical ideals? Amish's books just answers that, because the way he shows his characters, the way he shows the characters throughout the story, the way he portrays them is so realistic. For example, as I've said, we all know Lord Ram to be the ideal man, but in his book, this kind of Ikshvaku, Lord Ram is shown as a person with flaws. He's shown as a person with some weaknesses. He's shown as a person who has certain cracks in his personality too. He's not the perfect man in this book. Neither is Lady Sita, nor is Ravan shown as the perfect person. Because, even Ram has his weaknesses. Even some of the subjects of Ram do not like him. In this book, instead of being worshipped, he is blamed for something. I'm not going to give some spoilers, but he is blamed for something in this book, and that is what his fear is throughout his life. And same goes for Ravan. Ravan is shown in Ramayana as, all knowledgeable, almighty. He knows Vedas, he knows how to play the Veena, and he's an ardent worshipper of Lord Shiva. But in this book, he's shown as a person who has got his own fears. He's a God-fearing man. He's a person who fears losing his family. He's a person who tries to live up to the expectations of people, but he can't, and he accepts those. And he accepts those faults in his personality. So do the other characters in all of his stories, in all of the stories of Amish. So that is exactly one thing that I like in these stories, that they are very, very, very realistic. And you do not feel that I am reading some story. You feel like you're reading the story of a human, of a person that you could have seen right now, a person that you could have idealized right now in this world, in this era. So That is one of the reasons that I love Amish. The other reasons being that his stories are so hooking. The base of all this is the characters he portrays. But apart from that, the way the story proceeds, the way it just hooks the reader and just sucks the reader into the story. You do not feel like putting down a book before you complete it. You do not feel like waiting till the next book comes out. It's just you just have that element of suspense in there. You cannot wait. You have to read what happens next. So that is one of the reasons that I would recommend all of your people watching this to read Amish Tripathi's books. They are really nice. I am sure you will love the books. You will absolutely love them, and I hope that you read all these books. There is this other book that Amish Tripathi came out with in 2020. The name is Suheldev, the king who saved India. So this is a new book that came out in 2020, and along with the book Ravan, the third sequel to in the Ramchandra series. So yes, and there is also a non-fiction book of Amish Tripathi. It's called Immortal India. So I implore you all to please go read Amish Tripathi's books. They're really nice. And that is all for today's vlog, and I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you found it informative, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day ahead. Bye.